Yeah, so get your tickets for Crazy For You, show ticks for you. If you want to, say it again?
You can also go to UNLV box office.
Oh, yeah.
Get tickets there as well.
They'll get you there.
And there's probably a link on the Super Summer Theater website as well, if they've updated that for
And they're all
early
$12
purchase.
in advance?
$12 in advance.
$12 in advance.
Nice.
$20 at the gate, so you definitely recommend. And yeah, let me throw out also as well. Our show starts Crazy For You at 8:00 p.m. However, the gates do open at 6 p.m. and I recommend getting there quite early to get in, get a nice seat, and just relax and have a nice picnic.
Half the fun is the experience
going.
going.
Oh, yeah, going with the group.
It's here, you know, it's not like, and I want to be very clear about this too for patrons who maybe aren't used to the Super Summer Theater experience. There is a section of seating that they put out chairs, you know, the plastic outdoorsy type chairs.
Oh yeah, several rows.
Several rows, so that if you aren't the type that prefers laying on the ground or sitting on the ground in the grass, you know, a picnic style, there is opportunities for you to still watch it in kind of a traditional theater setting. You do have to get there early, though. Those things, they fill up.
And you're not allowed to actually sit in seats. You can use some of the stadium seats that don't rise up
that's in the other section.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on the grass, you can get like, basically it's like sit on the ground with a back. You can use
a chair without its legs.
Yeah, you can use
At Target.com.
Yeah, you can get that. You can sit.
Apparently now a proud sponsor of Curtain Call.
Thank you.
It is. Oh, and speaking of sponsors, I was just handed a crisp $20 bill to remind everyone, too, that Sandra Huntsman is also in Crazy For You.
Oh,
she's very naughty.
Apparently she's on Facebook right now.
Yes, apparently.
Thank you for being our first Facebook listener, Sandra.
And I would like to say that the number Naughty Baby in the show is extraordinarily good. I saw it the other day. They were writhing on the tape. I mean, they were executing choreography. And it's wonderful.
Wait,
Eric is using the air quotes for that. Sandra Huntsman gets to sing "Naughty Baby" opposite me in that show.
Radio listeners love air quotes.
Yeah, you know, because they can't see them. But that's what I'm talking about, though. I mean, there's another example of a Las Vegas performer that is just phenomenal, Sandra Huntsman. We have a cast in Crazy For You that is unlike that I've ever seen. I feel extraordinarily honored to be a part of it because we're talking one right after another is somebody who has highlighted a show in this city at some point or another, and we're bringing them all together in a great show in a great venue.
It's basically the musical version of the Avengers. That's what I'm saying. It's a
pretty much.
Yeah. You know something. What's sad is that I want to roll my eyes, but that's actually kind of clever.
I am so excited for the show now.
I like that I'm kind of clever.
Kind of clever.
You were almost mildly amusing.
Almost mildly. But the thing is, Super Summer Theater, get your tickets ahead of time. Get out there. Make this show your first experience for Super Summer Theater if you haven't done it.
And you'll be back.
And you'll be back. It's a tradition. People go and go with friends. Don't go alone. Because and we were joking about the donkeys and the burros being out there and everything. But what's funny is that
you just made it sound like a horror flick. Go, but don't go alone.
Don't go alone and beware the burros.
And don't say I'll be back.
But it's in the middle of a state park, so it's like there's natural wildlife that kind of, you know. I remember doing Willy Wonka out there, and right in the middle of a very sensitive moment between Charlie Bucket and Willy Wonka, right at the very end, this donkey was like, and it's like the whole crowd died laughing. And it's like, it was very nice to share that moment with wildlife, I found. And I thought it was quite appropriate, too, because, I don't know. He wanted the golden ticket, I guess. So, Super Summer Theater. Joe, you know, I kind of asked Evan what attracted him a little bit to.
I'm laughing because I'm curious the answer that Joe is going to give to the question about to come.
Yeah, what kind of brought you to wanting to do the show? I know you starred in last year's Drowsy Chaperone with Phil as well.
I wouldn't say starred, but I was in it. Yeah.
No, I said started. Anyways,
yes.
No, I'm sure. But wow. What brought you to this particular project?
Phil. Plain and simple, Phil.
Expand on that for people who don't know Phil Shelburne. We're fortunate enough to know.
Is an incredibly talented man, and everything that I've seen him do has been fantastic, and I respect the heck out of him. I was told that I should watch my language, so I respect the heck out of you, Phil, if you're listening. He's at home right now with his box of wine.
2010.
2010.
The good stuff.
The Franzia. But, Yeah, I love working with Phil.
Nice
I knew that
Shiraz.
Shannon and Evan were in it, and yeah, I just knew it would be a fantastic cast and a fantastic experience, and it's all about Phil.
They
I'm
say you
getting a
get to-
T-shirt.
Get to carry a cane and do an accent, and you're
I
like,
get-
that's
yeah.
it. There's
That's the
deal
character, a
breaker.
cane and an accent. That's all I
Yeah.
got.
Now, Joe, you've been around Vegas for quite a while, and you've been acknowledged for some of your other roles in Putnam County Spelling Bee,
Right.
Spelling Bee, Reefer Madness, the production that was done at
2009.
CCSN, yeah, a few years ago. And you've gotten some great acclaim directing. I've been fortunate enough to be in a couple of shows that you've directed, Rocky Horror a couple of years ago, and most recently Mammoth's Oleana.
Yeah.
What draws you to traditional musical theater? Because a lot of what you've done, you directed Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and I Am My Own Mother as some...
I am my own wife.
That one too. I always get that one mixed up. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
But those are unique and some would say non-traditional. Rocky Horror is not traditional musical theater by any
say the
stretch.
least.
Yeah. So what draws you in? Because I have some knowledge for next year of what's going on for you. So what brings you to like Drowsy Chaperone and Crazy for You and those kind of shows? You did 1776 a few years ago as well.
One of my absolute favorites. What draws me to traditional musical theater? It's the American art. It is the American art form.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing musicals since I was 10 years old. Dragged on stage, held onto the curtain, but I was a guy, so got
We need
cast.
them.
Yes.
We need guys.
Yeah, because there's a stigma. It's true.
I always tell the kids in school, I was like, it's like dance class and musical theater class, for crying out loud. I mean, would you rather take PE with a bunch of sweaty boys, or would you rather take a musical theater class with an abundance of girls that you have to hold close to you and dance around? I mean,
You sweaty boys.
I go with the opposite. I'll
yeah,
go
I'm
with the-
sorry, but yeah.
But yeah, musical theater has always gotten under my skin, and
In a good way.
yes, in a great way.
Okay, good. All right.
You don't need topical cream. I don't think that'll get rid of it, but yeah, I live for it basically.
Okay. And I segue into this because I know you're very proud of next summer.
Yes.
And I hate giving plugs way far in advance, but you're given the opportunity to direct the producers next summer at
is
Super
correct.
Summer Theater.
That is correct. Myself and Erik Amblad from Born and Raised Productions were producing and directing the producers.
What a combination.
We are
Right.
incredibly excited.
Yeah. It's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy show, I
That's a
imagine.
great season next summer.
Well, Super Summer never fails to deliver, because where one show leaves off, another one picks right up, and they really flesh out your summer for you. It's a great way to kind of plan your summer around things, and then when you have a free moment one weekend night, you just grab a picnic basket and head out there.
And it's great, from the actor standpoint as well. There's so many opportunities in the Super Summer shows, and even if you're given opportunity for a smaller part, Carrie Ann?
There are no small parts.
But the venue out there is just so spectacular. I was fortunate last year to be in the production of Annie, and it was just amazing the number of people that came out. Obviously, Annie, you're going to draw every preteen girl out there. Evan, I think you saw it 12 times.
13.
13. But it's such a fantastic experience, just the outdoor atmosphere and the people that are genuinely happy to be there.
Is it
Yeah.
nostalgic? Tell us your favorite story at the ranch, because you guys have both performed at the ranch several times. I mean, there's lots of funny stories, and there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stories. People
Something that doesn't involve a mule.
leaving rubber snakes backstage for people to find and freak out about, floods, electricity is going out. I hear these crazy stories.
Well, you can actually. You're involved
Set
with this
yourself
one.
up on
The night during Beauty and the Beast, when our what is it? Our snow machine
Oh yeah.
shot out. It's bubbles really, and it shot out all the bubble.
No, it was a snow machine that they put bubble fluid in.
Yeah.
So they got the
okay.
wrong fluid or something.
Something, and then it shot out, and if you know how greasy and slippery that stuff is, went all over the stage, and we had to go on slipping and sliding, ice skating pretty much.
It was, and we're all wearing like these vintage boots, and we're like sliding on the wooden heels of these boots.
We had to stop the show. They had to come out and mop the stage.
It was pretty funny.
That was
pretty funny. I like the fact that it was snowing and it was like they were doing the prologue and who could ever learn to love a beast, and it's like bubbling. It's like
Thank
bubbles.
you, boys.
Yeah, it's like, jeez.
I don't actually have a personal story of me on stage, but when I saw Beauty and the Beast, it was just one of those unseasonable bad nights at the ranch. There was rain, there was wind, and it was the scene where the Beast is chasing Belle's running around. There's wolves, and the Beast comes out. And literally the tree, the wind, it's almost snowing, and I'm like, this Phil Shelburne has got this technical stuff down. I gotta work with this guy.
He contacted the gods, and they sent in thunder and lightning, dear Lord.
That was the weather out there is always unpredictable, and it's usually beautiful out there. Last year we had one of our big set pieces for Annie. I mean, it was a few 100 pounds got blown off the stage. Granted, it happened in Tech Week, so we were able to get a crane up there and lift it back up on stage.
Wow.
No audience members were injured.
Carrie Ann's been awfully quiet because she and I are sharing a mic, but you were in Willy Wonka.
I was, yes.
And that's the only one I know that you were in out there. Any great Oompa Loompa stories out there? From,
absolutely. Now, you can't see me right now, but for those of you who know me, I am 6 feet tall. So being cast as an Oompa Loompa was a dream come true for me. Absolutely. And I really had to re-coordinate myself to blend in with the other Oompa Loompas. So that was a fantastic experience.
Aww.
And I would like to mention and really emphasize for all of our listeners that Super Summer Theater is amazing when it comes to family-friendly shows. You can bring your kids out there. They're doing Annie. Joseph is coming up. And Evan, I'm curious, is Crazy for You family-friendly?
Of course, yes, for sure. My son will be there every night. My little daughter will be there as well.
Well, whether they want to or not.
And here's the thing: it has elements that are going to attract the kids. They're gonna watch, and they're big.
The spectacle alone.
Yeah, the spectacle alone. I mean, I'm sitting there in rehearsal going, "Wow, look at that tap shoes." I'm sure everybody, all ages, are gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. And by the way, I need to plug Miss Carrie here for a second because
we're talking family friendly here.
She's a nanny, and she also does a video series, and you're going to be able to better say what it's all about. But the reason why she's going to be co-hosting the show half the time is because we do want to make sure that we capture the entire demographic of our potential listening audience. We want to make sure that everybody,
all those kids listening to AM 1400.
All of those kids with those AM radios.
They love it. They love AM radio.
They've
got their cassette tape.
There's so much theater going on for children, though. This past week, I was over at Frias Elementary School with the marvelous Kate Lee Harris, and they put on Guys and Dolls. And Joe, you were talking about how Crazy for You has so many songs that you're going to sit there and recognize, and I sat through Guys and Dolls, and I was amazed. Oh, I know that's in this. Luck Be a Lady. Oh my goodness, yes.
Who'd have thunk that had to do with gambling?
Yes.
Sorry.
Sure, Eric.
I'll be quiet.
But the amazing choreography of Miss Kristen Gressley was quite impressive. And these are 4th and 5th graders. So theater is for all ages, and the sooner you get them in there, the sooner you get them performing, the better.
And as we go into summertime, of course, being a school teacher myself, we're kind of looking at the end of the school year here, but when we get to the fall, we'll be able to tell you all the shows that are coming up in the Valley, in high schools and the colleges and everything as well. So. But for now, you got lots to look forward to with Super Summer Theater and Crazy for You. We're going to have to take a commercial here, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of wrap things up with Evan, LITT, and Joe HYNES and Crazy for You. Stay tuned.